We are back once again. I had to drag that Wii out because my microphone wasn't turned on in time. Elliot.
Production crew.
No, I'm still looking at you, Elliot. I'm still looking at you. Hey, turn me back on. Turn me back on!
Wow. I'm working with kids. It's insane.
Alright,
where's Chance? I'm just going to play with Chance. Where's my doggy?
Game 2's already begun, guys. Let's go ahead and jump right into that so we can see what happens between MaNa and ViBe on Antiga, I do believe.
Yes, Antiga Shipyard is the second map. You see those two lovely guys on your screen right there. MaNa looking handsome in that mouse shirt as always. The mouse shirts look good, man. I like them.
Indeed. ViBe's a boss, too. What's he wearing around his neck there?
You know, Ben, the never-ending discussion before I'm going to introduce these players on Antiga Shipyard is when people cast a tournament, health bars on or off.
You're right.
I really want to have this poll just on facebook.com/NASLTV. I really think we should host that poll, let the people decide.
For now, send some tweets. Send some tweets to @NASLTV, but also @Rotterdam08 and @MrBitter so we can see your answers. Health bars on or off? Question for the ages. Our switcher who keeps muting my microphone thinks they should only be on when selected. I like them always on.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I can understand the argument that sometimes if there's like a lot of medevacs on top of each other, yes, then it gets a little bit funky. I agree with that, and it looks a little bit confusing. But just in general, I always want to see how much energy there is in units. If there's a Roach Stalker war going on, I want to see which unit has low HP. I want to see which unit they should have focused if they're focusing one. And you can't always have all the units selected that people wonder about. Because there are people at home who wonder about different things that I wonder about when I have to select units.
Right, Kev. But it can't be about us. It has to be about you guys, the viewers. So we want to know. Health bars on, health bars off.
Tweet at us.
Selected. I don't know.
Yeah, just tweet, but I really think we should force NASL to make a poll. So if anybody's listening, tell them to get that poll up right now, and we can close this once and for all. Of course, we will listen to you
maybe
guys.
we can put the poll on NASL Chance's Facebook page.
Oh. Does he have a Facebook page right now?
Yeah, he has to at this point.
It was really fun when I said like, oh, where's my doggy? My producer got really mad. He's like, it's my dog. It's like pointing at his chest. Mine.
We were joking with Morgan, our producer, yesterday about his lone claim to fame. He's worked with Tony Hawk. He was one of the big producers of some of the big awesome skateboard productions, and X Games and stuff like that. But his real claim to fame is owning Chance.
Like for the first time in my life, I'm going to get recognized because of my dog. Oh, but Chance is so awesome.
My favorite Chance story is that there's now girl dogs sending him photos on Twitter saying, "Hey babe, want to hook up?"
Chance is badass, man.
He's a handsome doggy, man. If I was a lady dog, I would wanna date Chance.
Me too, but I don't think you can. I think Chance would be a bit of a male slut though.
Man, he's got too many options to just settle on one lady dog.
So we see MaNa went for Nexus first, followed up by a Forge. He's getting his gateway as well. Surprising that on this map he chooses to wall off on the ramp, by the way, while at Ohana I would say it's easier, man. And he didn't decide to go for that. I kind of wonder.
Yeah, we know with certainty that this map is very susceptible to bailing play. Snoot has made that very popular.
Yep.
Not just in tournaments, or not just on ladder, but in tournaments as well. Recently winning the One Nation of Gamers I2, their second invitational. We'll see if that's what, well actually I don't think we're going to see ViBe do that at all, as he is once again 3 bases, no gas.
Yeah, very quick 3 bases, I like it. I feel so uncomfortable when the health bars are not on, man. I feel like a whiny man right now. I'm just going to have to deal with it until the community votes. I really hope you guys vote.
One of the most interesting changes to the NASL version of Antiga Shipyard is the mineral patches in the middle of the map. It's 5 mineral patches, 1 gas. Which basically means controlling the center is less lucrative than it is on other versions of Antiga.
That is correct, Ben. Very quick +1 on the way for MaNa right now. So maybe once more a little bit of 4-gate pressure. I'm not sure how that turns out on Antiga though. I don't think it's going to be as strong as it is on perhaps Ohana, because it should be ViBe should have a little bit more experience on this map as well, so it might be easier for him to actually scout that probe in time.
Yes, I'm sure you just made an awesome point, but I was just handed a note from the producer.
No worries, man.
Talking about how Chance is still taking invitations from lady dogs for dates.
That's nice to know.
So send him tweets.
What do you think about Kaya and Chance?
Oh man, that would result in awesomest dog ever.
Yeah, Kaya.
Be fluffy German Shepherd galore.
German Shepherd with Akita.
Kaisha is Kevin's Akita.
Yeah, she's awesome. I miss her very much. The sacrifices I make for esports.
Very early Roach Warren from ViBe here.
Kind of wonder, well, 42 supply. Kind of wonder if he's going to do something with it. He still didn't have any extracted though, so he's not mining any gas. We'll see. You know, one more thing, by the way, Ben. Like when someone is just like scrolling through bases, you can't really see how much energy the queens
You're
have.
really hung up on this health bars thing.
No, I'm just like giving arguments. I'm just steering people in the right direction. You know, guys, I am completely unbiased.
You know, as a figure, a prominent figure in the esports community, some might argue that it's unfair for you to try to influence people's decisions.
That is correct. Well, I'm completely neutral on this point.
I'm still going to vote for health bars.
Me too. MaNa's final is a little bit delayed. We see 3 more gates on the way, so I was correct. Once more, he's going for 4 gate pressure. I think he's going to have a tougher time pulling it off this time, but I think ViBe is going to be more on top of it. ViBe gets a great scout off over here as well. He's going to see at least 3 gates. That does mean that he has to worry just a little bit about potential 7 or 8 gates, because there could be 3 more gates over here as well. But he's getting more drones right now. Oh, MaNa, actually, I'm liking this. He gets scouted, drops that Nexus. Smart, really smart.
And you know, with those extra gateways, if ViBe decides to come and attack, you know, he will be able to warp in enough units to mount somewhat of a defense. I mean, 3 gates, 4 gates, it's not 7 gates, but you can still get plenty of sentries and things like that off of those 4 gateways.
And this is something we've seen quite a lot as well. Like Hydra loves to take really quick 3 bases as well. Munchie, for instance, people are probably wondering like, oh, who's Munchie?
He's the best Protoss player in the world.
He's one of our local fan favorites in Europe, an Austrian Protoss player. We are quite a fan of him.
Best blink micro on the planet.
Yes, we like to exaggerate, but
never play Muta against Munchie.
No, that's I can say.
It's a build order loss.
Don't play Muta against Munchie. He's very good against it. But yeah, he's something who's been doing this a lot as well. But we also seen him get punished for it.
Yes. I mean, well, it's very punishable, especially with a Stefano style. As ViBe is kind of trying to play.
Yeah, this is starting to feel. He is researching zergling speed right now. He's getting a ton of drones. I'm loving this. Did he actually? Yeah, he scouted it, right, with the zergling. Yes, he knows exactly what's going on. So there are 2 ways to deal with this. Either you go super hardcore on the roaches straight away, or you go up to a ridiculous amount of drones. Man, why? That's not cool.
And you're exactly right. So we just see a little drone transfer over here to the 3rd base as ViBe really is rounding out that drone production.
75 supply right now for MaNa. We see ViBe adding a Spire already as well. That's kind of interesting. I wonder if that's a defensive Spire perhaps for Corruptus, because he's afraid of a Colossus push, or if he wants to make a switch into Muta. Both things are of course possible, but regarding the upgrades so far, MaNa's getting an hallucination scout off, by the way. I think he's just going to go with the roaches for quite a while, and then makes a switch into, could potentially make a switch into Muta, but hard to call right now.
Impossible to call as we see that blink upgrade starting for MaNa, also getting that robo down. So he's just, you know, he's got these 3 bases. Once he gets enough workers and gets those gases going, golly, ViBe.
I like how ViBe is doing this though, because if Protoss goes for 3 bases this quick, there's no way they put actually serious pressure on you. And by the time they cross the map, you should have enough units to deal with this. So why not go for a ridiculous amount of drones?
Yep.
That's exactly what he does.
And later on, that can just sort of translate to spine crawlers for your broodlords and your infestors. That's exactly what Stefano likes to do. One thing that I would criticize ViBe for is he's kind of given up on his creep spread. He got it out almost to the middle and then stopped. And we saw just how effective big creep spread can be from players like HeyPro and like Stefano. Once you get that creep into the middle, 15 spine crawlers on that high ground in the center is almost impossible for Protoss to break.
MaNa is adding a Stargate right now, so he might just be a little bit worried about Mutas, and if
could
that's
also be just for Mothership.
That of course that could be too, because he's on 3 base after all. But he might be worried about Muta because he's been scouting a lot, but he actually never really seen an army. And that's something that worries you, because sometimes you see a Roach 1, you see he's getting Roach upgrades, but if he never makes any Muta units, he could potentially be saving up a lot of money and instantly have a ton of Mutas. So perhaps that's why he's adding the Stargate, but it could also very well be that he's completely satisfied with Blink Stalker defense and just wants to get a Mothership.
As it happens, ViBe is going to pop out a couple of Mutas here. So a small Muta switch on the back of this Roach aggression, just opening up that back door. MaNa has walled in very nicely with the gateways, cannon behind it, as well as quite a few units. And still no real openings for ViBe to hit, but MaNa's way down in supply. ViBe up. God, he's going to be maxed out with his next round.
He's up 70 supply. That's so much. MaNa's going to need some great force fields. He needs to save time. MaNa has a great economy too, of course. 68 probes in this phase of the game. 12 minutes on 3 base. That's just awesome. Force fields are going down, so these 3 roaches will bite the dust.
Catching those roaches. MaNa, I feel like he needs some immortals, but it's hard to suggest that when you know mutas are coming. But yeah, I mean,
currently have 8 mutas on the map already. Fleet beacon is going up for MaNa, so it is just going to be a Mothership. I love these cannons, by the way, so MaNa is sort of preparing for mutas, but I'm not sure if he's preparing for that many.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to say as ViBe is going to make a poke up here into the front base as the Mutas are going to make their way into the back. MaNa's in a good position, but he's just on Stalker Sentry, which is it's okay against roaches, but not really getting it's not the same kind of damage output as you get with Immortals.
Look at the money of ViBe. ViBe is just getting everything. He's getting the Infestation Pit now as well, which I think is a very smart decision. And this must be so weird to play if you're MaNa. Look at his map vision, and this is how it's been for the last 5 minutes, unless he sends a hallucination scout off.
Yeah, this one's going much better for ViBe. He is maxed out again. MaNa supply box at 140 as those roaches make their way into the third base. Force fields go down, but they're not that good. And ViBe probably going to do some pretty good damage here.
Mutas in the main base as well, but I'm looking at this roach fight. Now we can take a look at these Mutas, see what's going on. Blink Stalkers are blinking below them.
Yep.
Nice defense by MaNa.
Those Mutas have only killed a couple of cannons, so no real damage done. MaNa might lose a Sentry carelessly here. What are you doing, Sentry?
Hero Sentry.
He's running away. And
Chen was worried about that too, man. Ooh, lost his Sentry on the high ground. That kind of hurts because he had 200 energy. But look at this, man. ViBe lost 3,600 resources, 2,100 more than MaNa, and he still has 2,500 banked up, 700 gas. The economy of ViBe has just been absolutely nuts. And look at this, he's actually getting the Phoenix upgrade.
I just noticed that as well. Mothership on the way with the Phoenix range upgrade. He hasn't made a single Phoenix though, so I'm not sure what to make of that. Never mind.
Oh, he's gonna end up losing a lot of these sentries. There are really not that many Stalkers to deal with this Phoenix.
Out of position, some Stalkers coming down from the high ground. Roaches burrowing underneath those force fields. Units coming up from behind though, so MaNa's got a lot of stuff on either side of ViBe. And ViBe on move command is walking right into those Stalkers. Lose quite a few Roaches. Phoenix is miscontrolled there.
Yep.
Another great blink by MaNa though, and he's got a lot more Stalkers than ViBe has Roaches, and ViBe's going to be turned around here. Still ahead in supply, but MaNa won that fight decisively.
Loving the defense from MaNa so far, and of course Blink Stalkers right now it's hard to deal with. ViBe is fighting without his Roaches. Now he actually attacked his Roaches with that, oh maybe he picked off the Observer, that is what it was. I thought he had killed his own Roach with the
now he
Muta.
can burrow and tunnel away. Which
that's
is
very smart, very smart.
Super cute. More Phoenixes coming out from MaNa. That Mothership dangerously near completion.
A cute job.
It was. That is the definition of a cute move. Greater Spire's on the way for ViBe. Has just started a few seconds ago.
Look at the money of ViBe.
Yeah.
Just nuts.
I mean, it's the power of this big drone number. And once the Greater Spire comes out, he can make 18 Spine Crawlers, and he's in good shape.
I think we're going to see a very long game, but the Mothership is almost out for MaNa though. +3 is almost ready as well. Where are those Mutas? They're dancing around with those Phoenixes. The big problem is, like, this Phoenix upgrade is great. Oh, nice blink right there by MaNa.
Yep, catching a few more Mutalisks. All good stuff. MaNa working on a max of his own. He probably wants to throw down a Templar Archives, but he's so low on gas.
But I really think ViBe is playing some superb StarCraft. Both of these games, he's really shown that he's easily good enough to compete with without a doubt, one of the best Protoss players in Europe.
Yeah, he's a great multitasker. That's ViBe's real strength. He's a high APM player with great multitasking. But, I mean, MaNa's no slouch in that department either, and he's been hanging in there.
MaNa, of course, super experienced already. So many achievements, even on LAN events, big international LAN events. But it's impressive. ViBe is playing really, really well, and he's actually still ahead in this game. I mean, MaNa, meanwhile, we have a ton of Mutas right now flying in the main base. How many Phoenixes do we have?
1, 2.
No, 4. That actually might be enough to kill all those.
It will be, and that's going to be a nice little win for MaNa. ViBe just made 17 Spine Crawlers, Kev, so he is starting that big switch into the Brood Lords. Another big fight in the middle of the map. Zerglings and Roaches getting chased away by all those Blink Stalkers. There's so many Blink Stalkers. But here's the thing. MaNa's got a great Stalker count. He's got that Mothership out. But what does he really have? Like, he's got no Archons, he's got no Colossi, he's got no big damage to the unit.
Not yet, but he might actually be able to take out one of the bases of ViBe. Literally, I mean one of the bases, because he has a ton of bases.
Everywhere.
But ViBe has a lot of units trapped over here, and I'm not sure what he's waiting for. Maybe for the Brood Lords. Oh, Fungal Grove!
Fungal goes down and catches a lot of Stalkers, man. That is huge. I think that's going to be 10 Stalkers, more than 10 Stalkers killed.
I'm loving these O2 upgrades on the links as well.
Yeah,
I really see this
really adds a great deal of depth to that fighting force. Brood Lord's going to make their way over, and this is probably going to force MaNa to turn around. He says, "Oh, that sucks."
Beautiful Fungal once more by ViBe. Gets 4 or 5 Stalkers absolutely for free.
I love the patience of ViBe. He wasn't just dumping all of his fungal energy. He said, "Okay, when I can get kills, I'll get kills." And that's exactly what he did. MaNa battered down to about 170 supply against the maxed out ViBe, but now the Mothership's in play.
And MaNa has 4 Stalkers. He'll be on the right top side of this map. He's starting to work on his heads. Great game here between these two guys. I kind of wonder though, like, MaNa, where are you going with this? You have a Stargate. He doesn't have any air upgrades, he's just adding more gates, so he really wants to take out those Broodlords with Blink Stalkers, which is possible if the Zerg miscontrols. But for instance, when you see Stefano late
I don't
game...
think it's going to work, Kevin. He doesn't have any Archons. He doesn't. Now the Templar Archives goes down. It's
it
just
can work.
Phoenixes and Stalkers.
Vortex can work, Blink Stalkers can work.
Oh, the Vortex.
Oh, lifting up the Infestors.
Is not gone down yet. At the same time, there's some Broodlords working on that third base. Finally, the Vortex going down. This fight's going really well for MaNa. The Stalker's just killing everything. A couple of Broodlords doing a ton of damage, but Stalker's going to blink right underneath.
Finally, he's actually starting to pick up Broodlords. He really needs that beautiful position for all those Blink Stalkers right now, killing so many Broodlords.
Oh man, who am I to question the efficacy of Stalkers? Those things are good, man. And MaNa.
Look at these Phoenixes.
But look at ViBe, he's still maxed. MaNa's down to 120 supply. He killed the Broodlords.
Yeah, but MaNa has a lot of money. MaNa actually has not been macroing during this fight. Well, ViBe has been macroing.
God, picks up Morphs, Infestors.
So nice.
Phoenix, really nice play with those Phoenixes.
And the best thing is, MaNa's getting a fourth base, but ViBe is right on top of this. I'm loving this, Ben. How often do we not see as Protoss get a fourth base uncontended? And then we are always sitting there afterwards, yeah, it was a great game, but he shouldn't let a Protoss get a fourth base without actually having an army there. MaNa does not have an army there, and ViBe forces to cancel. ViBe is playing so well.
Yeah, super map aware. Just doing everything right. MaNa building another mothership now. ViBe, he doesn't have the same kind of money he had before. He can't build a bunch more Broodlords.
Oh, MaNa might actually be in trouble right now. There are so many roaches. There's a lot of Blink Stalkers too, but MaNa's gonna just retreat.
Yep, gonna blink down, or maybe not. Making sure that it's safe to do so, I guess.
MaNa has to macro a little bit better. He's such a great player, but he often has a little bit too much money. Well, yeah, just watching 11 Stalkers.
That works. MaNa does need a fourth. Definitely needs a fourth. So he's now gonna have to.
But that's the beauty of ViBe's play. He just doesn't allow it unless you can actually really secure it. You can't get away with a sneaky base.
Finally, MaNa's starting to add in some extra stuff to that Stalker force, making a few Immortals to round out the Stalker ball.
If we have to be critic ViBe for one thing.
Who's his first one? No. Okay. Big fight in the middle of the map here as Roach is going to go to work on these Stalkers. Another great fungal. Every time ViBe fungals, he catches like 12 Stalkers. And MaNa's going to lose them all.
Whoa,
oh, Immortal! I got this, guys. Never mind. It's okay. Wow. He can come back as an Immortal again. Yeah,
this is starting to look really dark right now for MaNa. MaNa's getting 2 Archons right now. ViBe is going to sacrifice a few Roaches. He has to be careful with those Infestors. Why did he? Yeah, as you mentioned. He has a Fleet Beacon and he's building one more.
I don't know.
Just a mistake, I guess. It happens.
Yeah, it does happen, especially in these
games. Look at this. What the upgrade is so sick. Did you see that? Phoenix did 4 damage. Did you see that, man? Normally we are supposed to be able to snipe Infestors. Wow.
Yeah, +3 armor, man. It's good stuff. You remember, Phoenix is attacked twice, so with the armor upgrade, it reduces it twice.
Yes. So it's very painful to watch.
MaNa's back up to 170
The good thing
supply.
is, one more reason why you should go to Barcraft, guys. Last time I went to a Barcraft, I met David Kim, and I let him know what's up. Don't worry, Protoss brothers, we've got this.
Oh,
I got David Kim his business card.
Wouldn't be a Roddy cast without a balanced wine.
You know, the best thing is, like I was joking a lot about him with how players used to send him all the emails, because I actually knew a few players who would literally like beat a race 10-0 and then the first game they lose, they would send an email to David Kim like, this is ridiculous.
Yep.
And then David Kim said like, yeah, we were aware of this. He's like, even the Koreans, they send me a lot of whiny emails. He's like, so from now on, we take caster advice very serious. I'm like, I'm your man, David. No.
Oh man. MaNa now distance mining from the middle of the map because he's not been able to secure a fourth. He's mined out in his main. He's mined out in his natural. He's very rapidly thinning in that third base. It's going to get really grim for MaNa if he can't get a new expansion, and he's going to have to cope with taking this center expand with 4 minerals and only the single gas.
There's no Broodlords now, though. But as I said, the only thing I think ViBe hasn't been doing well this series is his Broodlord positioning. Maybe it's just not super experienced with Broodlord Infestor. But other than that,
it does look like he likes to win games with like multi-pronged roach stuff, and it's a very powerful playstyle. But MaNa's showing that he can get into the late game. It's what he does when he gets there that will define who wins this matchup.
Ooh, I like this. MaNa is just taking the middle and then instead starting expanding in the middle, even though that's not a great base. And MaNa is running low on money, Ben. Obviously the main is mined out. I'm afraid to look at bases.
Yeah, it's only this center expand. The third's going to be gone soon. It all comes down to whether or not MaNa can secure this fourth. I don't think he's going to be able to, man. And ViBe's got so much money. ViBe can probably remax 6 more times.
Yes. I would not question that.
And with the spine crawlers, there's no Colossi. You can't really get through that spine crawler wall without Colossi, Kev.
You know, games like this, man, that's what I'm expecting of our first Sunday showdown between Todd and Sen. I think it's going to be such a great show.
I cannot wait to see Todd play. He's kind of a bit of a mystery man.
Oh, we have High Templars as well, but they're getting focused. Nice feedbacks, though.
Very quickly by those roaches. We are going to finally get a big fight. Vortex going down. Not a bad engagement for MaNa, but ViBe just has so very much. 21 roaches immediately going up on the production tab.
We have those queens as well. The mothership dies straight away. ViBe's just going to put everything in, even a couple of infested Terrans. I wonder what's going to come out.
A lot of roaches, but with Immortals right there, I'm not sure that it matters. MaNa will clean up this attack, but
the big problem is, man, I think ViBe brought all his queens.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
There's
He's got
not
a ton of hatcheries there.
Yeah, but he has 26
MaNa
larvae.
picking off his hatch in at the bottom left. Look at that. Making that happen in the midst of all that action. But the problem is ViBe, you know, he's just remaxed. He's got 9 Broodlords coming, and I don't think MaNa can deal with that. He doesn't have the money.
I wonder where ViBe is mining, because he has 51 drones. I guess he's transferring units right now, because he's barely mining from this. He has 51 drones, so he should be able to easily saturate that. How many drones do you have here? Quite a few. Oh, he's transferring a ton of drones to the right top.
To where?
I don't know. Maybe he wants to.
I don't know about that transfer vibe.
This is
I don't think you got a base there.
Let's see what. Let's follow ViBe first person right now. Okay, let's actually be serious right now,
because
because Broodlords.
he wants to fight in the middle, man.
He's just doing some long distance mining. He has the Broodlords, but he has to be careful. He's kind of exposing them.
But
you really need to have the roaches below them. Sorry, Ben. Go ahead.
Infestors with a lot of energy. 6 of them out. A lot of roaches. The mothership's not really in play. MaNa's building one, but it's not going to be done for quite a while.
But now ViBe is out of money too, so the next fight is going to be very crucial for ViBe.
MaNa did pick off that base in the bottom left. But oh my god, here comes the fight. Roach is getting right up on top of everything. Broodlord's going down pretty quickly. Only about 4 Broodlords left, but with the fungal, with all the roaches, with the spine crawlers. As ViBe finally does start marching those forward along with that creep wall, it does look like ViBe's going to take that fight. And with it, he'll take out the 4th base of MaNa.
Yeah, that's the mothership as well, so the mothership will not spawn. MaNa left with only 100 supply right now. I'm surprised that MaNa never used Storm. He's so low on gas, I guess that's the reason. He just didn't feel like he could afford it.
MaNa might try one final attack with all of his probes. He's just made a couple of Archons.
Yeah,
and it's still not over, Kev, because while MaNa...
Yeah, he just lost the if he only made the mothership at this base, then you could have said it's still not over. I mean, maybe it's still not over, but it's going to be so tough.
Well, that's a lot of probes. Here we go. Fungal goes down.
That's scary,
probes fighting. Roaches fighting. There's the fungal going down. GG comes out of MaNa. ViBe does take it in a very epic game,
What a good game. Seriously. One of the better games I've seen of this season.
Yeah, that's the best game we've got to cast yet.
I agree. Hands down, I agree. Really, really enjoyable, entertaining game between MaNa and ViBe. ViBe really showing that he's capable of competing with these guys.
Yeah, great play by ViBe there.
Excited for Game 3. Really excited.
That game was brought to you guys by Azo. Right?
Yes.
That's the right sponsor plug.
Azo.
Azo on the MaNa versus ViBe Game 2. Azo monitors, of course. They're pretty spiffy.
They are.
Azo.com. NASL.TV has a 25% coupon, I believe, somewhere on their website.
You can get one with autographs too.
Yeah, these are all autographed. You can actually, well, you can't see it really because they're angled, but we've got some autographed Azo monitors. Maybe we'll give them out at the Barcraft. That sounds like a good idea.
Sounds like a good idea, man.
All right. Well, enough goofing around. We're going to kick it to a commercial, and when we get back, the final game of MaNa versus ViBe. Who's going to take it? I don't know, man.
I don't know. It's looking tough.